from the Salvation Army, Major Brendan Nottle. Good morning.
Good morning, Neil.
Is this as bad as you've seen?
It's the worst. There's no question about that. I've been working in the city for 13 years, and what you see indicates that it's the worst, but the stats indicate it as well. So you've got, the city of Melbourne have done this street count 2 years ago. That was 142 on the night that they counted people sleeping on the streets, and it's 247 2 weeks ago. So
it's about 70% increase.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see it. It's everywhere now.
This image which a listener has sent us of people, and I saw it myself this morning, people sleeping on the footpath outside Flinders Street Station. That is particularly confronting to me because it is identifiably Melbourne. It's not some laneway. This is clearly Melbourne. What did you think of that?
Well, I'm with you, Neil. I think the image of Flinders Street is absolutely Melbourne, but the image underneath that of a whole row of people sleeping out on the street, that's not Melbourne, and that's not the Melbourne that we want. But the reality is that the people that are sleeping there, they're human beings, and they've, a lot of these people have been through absolute hell, and Neil, we're at a point now where we've got to do something really significant, because I think what's happened is the numbers have absolutely clearly. Sorry,
that's okay.
They've gone through
You've been up all night.
They've absolutely gone through the roof, and I think there's people on the streets from lots of different agencies that are absolutely working their backsides off, Neil, and trying to make a difference. We've got a program running where we've got over 100 people off the streets, but it makes no difference. That more people just appear on the streets. And I think the issue that we've got here at the moment is these people they're suffering from really serious mental health issues in a lot of cases. There's serious addiction issues going on. The other one that gets overlooked often is trauma. And that's often caused by abuse that's happened, way back. And I think what goes on is this damage happens in people's lives way back, in much earlier years. And it happens in the suburbs. It happens in regional, rural areas. And I just don't think we're doing enough. I think there's agencies doing some incredible work in regional, rural areas in the suburbs, but they're stretched to breaking point, and we're not doing enough around the prevention and the early intervention stuff, and that's the critical part.
So you work with these people specifically last night. These people at Flinders Street. Who are they?
Oh, well, I think first of all, there's someone's son, there's someone's daughter. They're human beings, and they're absolutely broken in a lot of cases. And at the heart of what we saw overnight, it was the first night we opened the cafe. At the heart of what we saw last night was serious mental health issues. And I think I understand the logic, behind closing psych hospitals. I get all that. It's from compassionate grounds.
Deinstitutionalisation, is that part of the problem?
I think that's part of it, yeah. And that's what we're seeing here in this photo. And I think, what we see at our cafe that we run up in Burke Street, there are times where I look around and I think, geez, we're running a de facto psych unit here. We're not skilled to do that, but that's actually what's going on. And there are people that fall through the gaps. And last night, Neil, I was at police stations around the city, and it's the police on the front line that are dealing with this issue. They're the sort of de facto homeless workers, really. So they're being stretched. Paramedics are being stretched to the limit as well.